Doesn't talk about it much, but is a creationist. I personally, I don't want to get into a theological debate, I personally believe God created the world in 4 or 5 billion years. Just saying. It probably only seemed like 6 days to him.
For her.
For her.
Well, thank you, Bill. I appreciate that. Can everyone hear me in the back?
Yes.
I was here last month, but a lot of new faces, so I will be before you telling you a little bit about what I did last month before the committee, but not a lot, because last month I gave a lot of information about my professional background and not a whole lot about why I'm running for school board. So tonight I want to do that for you. But for those that may not have been here last month, I am Michael Jackson. I'm running for school board in Dale District. And just so we can allay your fears, I'm 35 years of age. I may look like I'm still a high school student, but I'm not. Trust me. Yes, I do. I still. I've lived in Chesterfield for 7 years. I'm a father. Have 2 school-age children, Michael and Jasmine. My wife Vera is at home now with those 2 lovely ones that just started school. My professional background. I'm an accountant, I'm a bona fide, numbers cruncher. I'm a certified fraud examiner, so that's really just a forensic accountant, a real numbers guy, so that's me. I spoke with some other individuals that's like, well, you go down your whole list of things, and people don't really believe you've done all those things. I've been around the block once, and I'm trying to go around again. And so I was a staffer for Richmond City Council, their fiscal budget analyst. I also was the senior assistant chief administrative officer for the city of Richmond, and so all the legislation introduced by city council during the time I was there, I wrote all the fiscal impact statements. Long story short, now I am a consultant of the Health and Human Services Agency out of Washington, D.C. So, professional background, yes, you can take a look at my website, which is Michael Jackson, the number 4, schoolboard.com. Have more information about who I am and what my background is. But let me tell you about why I'm running for Chesterfield County School Board. If you recall the last Summer Olympics, last Summer Olympics were held in Beijing, China. There were some numbers thrown out at the beginning of the opening ceremonies. And being a numbers guy that I am, the numbers that actually impacted me the most was the fact that it was reported that China has more honor students than the United States has students. And so, as being the numbers guy that I am, I'm like, put it in sports terms. The NFL season is kicking off tomorrow, and so they have more all-stars than we have players. China has more honor students than we have students in the United States. And as my parents and grandparents' generation continue to press into our heads about, in that good old Southern way, are you getting your lesson? Are you getting your lesson? And making certain that we were doing the best we could because they knew education was the great equalizer. And if we are not adequately training our replacements, our future replacements, we're doing our community a disservice. And if you remember anything about me, other than my name, it's kind of hard to forget Michael Jackson. It's just other things that I've heard people want to know about. My middle initial is R, so it makes it easier for you to Google and not come up with the pop singers, all that information. But, excuse me, it's just funny things that come about. But, excuse me. If you remember one thing about me, it's SOAR. And you'll see on the literature in the back is SOAR. Student focused, open and accessible, attentive to educational needs, and results driven. And that's the kind of candidate that I want to be. I also believe that our children can soar. I believe that they can